Very bright place. You've got your bright place sunglasses there. You've got your Uplift t-shirt there. You've got your coffee there. There's people walking around in the background. That's fun. What's going on? How are you, Corey? And welcome to Media Moguls with Mr. Vigilante BTC. I'm pretty stoked about today. Yeah, how are you?
Yeah, guys? I'm happy to be here. Thanks for inviting me over.
Yeah, I'm at the Miami Crypto Experience this morning.
Right.
Hanging out with my buddy Neil. What's up, Neil? What's going on? There you go.
Nice. Yeah, tell us about that. Is there a lot of people there? It's pretty busy. It's just starting today.
It's crypto people. Right? It's just the badasses that are up this early in the morning. But yeah, I'm expecting Ken Bozak to roll out of bed at some point. I think he's upstairs somewhere. Max Infeld's kicking around. Miss Teen Crypto's around here somewhere.
Nice.
She's probably teaching somebody about Bitcoin right now in an elevator.
Right. So we actually found out about Mr. Vigilante from Miss Teen Crypto. I forget exactly where. I think it was on one of our streams that she was talking about you and what you're doing and the Bitcoin like coin watches that you're producing. Yeah, why are you on Media Moguls? Well, after we looked into it, you've been, around in the space for a really long time. Some might even say around in the space long enough to be a Bitcoin maximalist. So I want the background. I want the story. Who are you? How'd you get into crypto and what's the deal with Mr. Vigilante?
Yeah. Thanks for having me on. So I got into Bitcoin and crypto and all that stuff in 2017. And actually it was my mom who got me into crypto. So she was doing some digging. She was like, dude, there's like some money, some digital money that you can actually transact without anyone intervening. I mean, it's between you and whoever you want in the world. I'm like, really? Is that like a thing? And at that point, it was all about like price going up. It was all about just, it sounds cool and you just buy some. And anyway, my first crypto that I bought was Litecoin. Always has been one of my favorite ones. I'm all about Bitcoin and Litecoin ever since, I've kind of been into it, accumulating some. I've ridden the waves up and down. I didn't sell when I should have. I bought when I shouldn't have, and I've done everything wrong, but also a little bit right, and ever since I just wanted to get into it. And actually a year ago, I just started putting a lot of content on Twitter and just kind of putting my own videos and starting my own podcast and trying to interview just people, just people that want to talk about Litecoin, Bitcoin. And I made Coin Vigilante podcast. And, I'm wearing the shirt. Now we have the Coin Vigilante watches. And, I'm just basically a layman who understands that Bitcoin is the exit out of the rig system, that decentralization and, the future of money is here to help us out of, the corrupt system that we live in that doesn't respect our money, that doesn't respect our time, that doesn't respect freedom as it is. And so that's what I'm doing. That's the podcast that I'm doing. I also created the watches to try to represent, the importance of time and the respect for money, because both of those things are two things that complement each other. Most important things in this world that are oftentimes the least appreciated. And so that's what I decided to create. I think it's that you always see Bitcoin shirts. You always see Bitcoin socks, Bitcoin ties, Bitcoin this. I was like, why not a watch? And so every little detail that I created was to try to portray that elegance of sound money. So that's my 2 cents of where it came from, what I'm doing right now.
I like it. Interesting. So how did you meet Miss Teen Crypto then? Just through the space or?
Yeah. I don't remember what I did. I think I actually DM'd her or something. And I told her, hey, I want to interview you on my Coin Vigilante podcast. I'm just a young dude trying to put out content. She responded, she was willing to come in. It was really my first time that I kind of got into NFTs. I didn't understand anything about NFTs. And, we had a Coin Vigilante podcast episode. That's how I met her. She's crazy. I mean, she's a leader of Gen Z, entrepreneur. I mean, she's a leading role in this whole, ecosystem. And so I learned a lot from her. And it was through the podcast. That's how I met her.
What do you refer to her as, Corey? Miss Teen Crypto? She's the what?
Dude, make better leading questions. I have no idea what you're talking about.
What do you refer to Mr. Teen Crypto as?
MTC?
No, man. Jeez.
See, your leading questions are terrible. I have no fucking clue.
You gotta pay attention. She's the badass. She's the badass CEO.
She is. That's true. Yeah. She actually calls herself that appropriately.
Yeah, fair enough. That's what's going. It wasn't a leading question. It was like, anyway. So yeah, Bitcoin, Litecoin watches. So tell us about these a little bit, because I think it's kind of interesting, right? Like, what makes them different other than the label of Bitcoin and Litecoin, right? Like, they're kind of premium watches. Like, I've seen them on the site. I've looked at them. They're kind of interesting, right? So tell us about, what other features that they have that it's just beyond a Bitcoin or a Litecoin stamp.
So that's one of the things that I wanted to think about when creating these, because I didn't want to create something that, you see everywhere else out there. Are they watches? Yes. Can you receive Bitcoin with it? No. Can you do any of these crazy things? Like, no. And the answer is not yet. So we're working on that. What we're trying to do, and 2 years ago I had that light bulb moment, and I was like, okay, something's happening with our system. It's not respecting our time, and I wanted to create something that would signify the respect for time and money. And I'm passionate about watches. I collect my own watches, not Rolexes. I have my own Fossil watches, and I collect them, and I think they're pretty cool to do. And to me, a timepiece, I'm wearing one right now, represents time. Litecoin and Bitcoin have, been time tested. They have seen the ups and downs. They have seen governments trying to shut them down. They have seen everything that you've seen out there. And to me, when I look at what's going on, like, you can go to a Fossil store, you can go to a JCPenney, a Macy's, anywhere, a jewelry store. A retailer is just going to try to sell you a watch just to get their commission, just to sell it out there, make some money. I wanted to actually create these and sell them directly to a customer, because then they know the message is not lost. The meaning behind the watch is not lost there. You're buying it from me, directly from me through the Kickstarter. To me, every single person out there who wears this watch is a person out there who represents time and money, that respect for time and money, appreciation for sound money. And, for example, the case back, one of the things that I did is, how can I add more detail to it? So you'll see in the case back, and it's on the website. I couldn't show you very well with the camera, but what I also wanted to do is, if you see, I put the Genesis block hash for the Litecoin blockchain and for the Bitcoin blockchain. So what that block hash, Genesis block hash represents is, it represents the very first block for both networks, and it represents the beginning and the birth of time for sound money. So I wanted to add more detail to it. You're going to see details. And one of the things, when I started to try to find a manufacturer to do this for me, and try to find someone who could do what I was doing, most of them have already pre-made molds, have already made pre-made designs, pre-made cases. Everything is already pre-made, just so it's quickly for them to just get them out there, make some money. I don't have to do anything to put my design out there. What I did is, I actually learned through YouTube. You don't have to go to school to this. You can just do it yourself. And you see there, that's the Coin Vigilante site. Every detail that you see in this watch was actually designed by me. And I learned to do it through YouTube, through the internet, and learning how to do it on Adobe Illustrator and all these softwares that would allow everything to be authentic, or as authentic as I could do it. And so, what you see is made by me. I don't know. I know many watches out there, and actually various companies, they just try to get some molds out quickly and put them out to market. What you're buying is authentic. It was made by me. You go through the Kickstarter, you can actually see pictures of me working with it. You can see the mock-ups. You can see the designs that I started with. And it was from a far-fetched idea to something that has come to fruition. It's kind of crazy to think that watches would hit it this big, but it's about the message. And I could keep rambling about this, but that meaning to me is, number one, it's a cool watch. You can wear it everywhere you go. And then 3, it does represent something. And you buy it from me, that the meaning, the narrative is that respect for time and money, 2 of the most important things. So that's kind of my 2 cents with that.
So you went like through Kickstarter for this. I'm kind of curious about that because a lot of crypto people, they don't use traditional means for funding, right? Like they'll use alternative platforms and programs depending upon the project that you're affiliated with. There's a lot of blockchain grants and stuff like that. Maybe not so much, back in the day with Bitcoin and Litecoin, but I'm just curious, like why Kickstarter and how's your experience been? Because I would imagine that there's a lot of people over there on Kickstarter that don't really know very much about Bitcoin or Litecoin other than to think like it's a whole scam or something, right? Like, so I'm kind of curious, like there must be some interesting questions that come in and,
Dude, I mean, just listen to this. Before I got started, I was trying to think of where to go. Either I'm going to do Indiegogo, which is another big, platform out there for crowdfunding, or I'm going to go with Kickstarter. And part of that is because I didn't have any capital. I didn't, I'm just a regular dude who's trying to jumpstart a business. The only way I kind of saw it working out for me is I need crowdfunding, right? And I need to put it out there. Hopefully some people like what I'm doing and invest. Luckily we got there, but I started on Indiegogo. Listen to this. I started, how you see all the story there? I was writing all the story. I was writing a bunch of stuff. I was getting ready, and it takes time. Pictures, this and that, the message. I created an account, all these things. And, what's crazy is I'm pretty sure it's because of the message that I was writing. The message that you see in this Kickstarter is actually not as, intense. But I was writing things like, well, Bitcoin is the exit out of the rigged system. The current system, financial system, has been rigging us for so long with printing money, this and that. These watches are made to represent, the importance of Bitcoin and Litecoin in our world. And all of a sudden, I'm trying to get it approved and my account gets completely locked. And I'm like, what's going on? And they don't let me do anything anymore. And I reach out to them, then they send me an email. And I kid you not, what they told me is they told me some BS excuse. They were like, I can't remember. They're like, our Stripe or whatever our processing system for credit cards does not feel comfortable with your project due to prohibited items, due to we don't support. Basically, they were bashing on cryptocurrencies. They didn't like at all the message that I was saying. Not one bit. They told me, that I could even get my account completely locked. I could get banned from, all this. And so I was like, I was freaking out at that point. I'm like, how am I going to be able to do this? Because Kickstarter is like another level. Indiegogo's here. Kickstarter's up here. And I'm like, and so anyway, they didn't let me do it. So I had to delete everything. I got out of there. I sent them various support emails. Didn't work. So I started doing it on Kickstarter, and I was a bit more relaxed with my message. As you can see, I wanted to go more in depth, but Kickstarter was fun, and this is cool because a lot of people watching could actually get to learn about how to do this too. I mean, you can do it too for projects, video games. You can do it for anything that you want to do, and it was fun, man. I mean, writing the story, they make it pretty easy. It's very easy to kind of arrange everything. They make it simple for someone like me to do it. And it just takes time. I mean, you got to find a professional photographer. You got to find a lot of this. But Kickstarter is more friendly for crypto. That's for sure. They're more lenient. And one of the things, I don't think I've mentioned this very much. They're still warming up the Bitcoin and crypto. One of the things I wanted to do, and we're going to work on, is actually connect every watch to an NFT. So every watch will have its own individual NFT that can be redeemed by you, and then also creates a secondary market where you can sell it, buy it, whatever you want to do. And then it also will come with these watches won't because it's prohibited by Kickstarter. They will also come with a certification of authenticity in the blockchain. So big things are coming for this, and the money that we're raising with Kickstarter will help us get to that point. And luckily we reached our funding goal, man. I mean, it's pretty crazy. I mean, from, quitting my economics master's degree 2 years ago to work on this and just learn this on YouTube. I mean, we've come a long way, and a lot of it has been from the support of people. But Kickstarter, I recommend people try it out. Go in there. It's people that are trying to jumpstart their businesses. These are people that want to reward you, And I had you probably know Bitcoin Ben. Bitcoin Ben brought me on his show to talk about these watches too. And he has a good point. I'm not borrowing money. This is the money that you pledge is going to be rewarded with a watch and many more privileges. So a lot of these people that are out there on Kickstarter are just young entrepreneurs or people who are trying to kickstart their business, and they will reward you. So a lot of people get confused, but that's a little bit of a story behind why Kickstarter, why not Indiegogo. I mean, it's been a ride, man, and people are still not warming up to cryptos yet, but we're getting there.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting when you mix different mediums and different things, right? So, let's do some gratitudes. I don't know if you know exactly what we do here at the Uplift World, but you might have seen it before. A lot of times what we do is we go in the game and we put up gratitudes. I gotta open the game here and figure it out. So, yeah, I mean, Corey was live on location, so he's at the Miami Crypto Conference. So there's going to be a lot going on down there. So he apologizes they had to pop out. But what is it? So let's go back to pre-watch days and talk about this a little bit. What is it about? Because you told the story about your mom, right? So what is it about cryptocurrency that excites you the most today in this day and age, right? Like we've talked about NFTs. There's also DeFi. There's all of these other things. What kinds of things are?
Yep. I would say I've had a lot of light bulb moments. That's what I call them throughout my experience with Bitcoin and Litecoin and cryptocurrencies. And to me, the biggest thing that excites me with Bitcoin and Litecoin and other cryptocurrencies is the fact that we are creating a level playing field for the whole world to actually benefit from. If you look all over the world, because I have family in Mexico, I'm from Mexico. Living in the U.S. now for a while. Everyone has different purchasing powers and from everywhere they come from. Europe, England, Africa, it doesn't matter, everywhere, United States. And the reason for that is because of their own monetary systems that they have in their local nations and their local currencies. And most of the times, the U.S. is pretty well right now, but most of the times you look around the world, everyone has dying fiat currencies that are being overwhelmed with inflation due to irresponsible monetary and fiscal policy. And this is changing. This is all going to change. It's going to blow people's minds when they realize this. When people realize that Bitcoin and crypto are worldwide currencies that everyone can use. No one can stop you. If you have internet connection, you can use this. And one Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. One Litecoin equals one Litecoin. No matter if you are in Mexico, US, Africa, it doesn't matter. And what that does is that your purchasing power is actually not affected by your local currency, not affected by a decision that one dude that owns the whole Federal Reserve makes. That's what excites me the most. The fact that for once in a lifetime, we have a money, which is one of the most important things in life, that is not connected to a government, that is not connected to a Federal Reserve, that is not, it is literally the people's money and ability to thrive. I mean, if that's not exciting to people, I don't know what is, because this is groundbreaking technology. People normally think of Bitcoin as, I just want to make more money. Litecoin, I just want to make more money. But a lot of people forget the actual use cases that they bring, censorship resistant, decentralized, scarce. I mean, all of these things are people that, a lot of people underestimate, and that's pretty exciting to me.
Yeah, I mean, I obviously, I'm in this space and I do that, and I do believe that. However, I would add to that I mean, life is all about perspective, right? So, I mean, if Bitcoin shits the bed, it's very possible that bad stuff could happen too. I just want to put that out there, right? Because I obviously, we do this show every day. We believe in it. We deal with NFTs. We deal with other stuff. But, there's a lot of market manipulation in this space. And I would imagine, well, until rules get made, once big institutions get in here, there might actually even be more. I just want to, you know, caution people that like you're still at the whim of, how do you put this? There's only 2% maybe of people in the world that are dealing with cryptos and NFTs, and cryptos and NFTs are entirely based right now, whether we like it or not.
Yeah, I mean, we're
on fiat currencies, right? So we have to be careful when we say things like that. Like, I mean, it is the value that we're giving them, but like we saw that with a couple projects. Like we see this happen all the time. There are project or coins or tokens that get released, especially, you know, above 200, you know, market cap level, you know, and they run up to crazy, insane, you know, prices. Dog coins are big on that one, right?
Yeah.
So I think like it's good to, you know, I don't disagree with you, but I think it's good to differentiate between like the policies of sound economics that, you know, were written by Satoshi in the white paper, I think are really different than, you know, some of these other tokens and some of these other coins, right? Like it's impossible for some coins to get to the valuation of Bitcoin, for example. But I mean, so are you into any other cryptocurrencies then? Like, are you like, because Ethereum, right? It's kicking off. Like we try not to be so mean to Ethereum on this channel, but it's just the gas fees kill us, and that's like going back to what you were talking about. Like it's kind of like somebody is controlling it, and you look at a coin, you know, or a token like Wax, or even EOS, or even you know, Polkadot, or some of these second layer solutions, and like there's no people sitting as the in between. Sorry, you kind of set me off there, because like in my mind, in my opinion, right? Like somebody sitting and dictating at the central bank isn't that much different from somebody like mining your coins and taking a massive fee.
Exactly. Yeah.
And throwing it out. So, again, I do have some Ethereum, and I would like to see it do well, but I'd like to see them get rid of those freaking gas, you know,
I think
gas fees first.
I'm not opposed to Ethereum. I'm not like a massive fan like some people are. I mean, Bitcoin and Litecoin are my main guys basically, but you know, I'm also, for example, I'm a trader. That's one thing, and then I'm also an investor, and then I have my money, and my money is Bitcoin and Litecoin. That's the way I see it. Trading and even you know, you go out there, you don't have to be like a sole believer, but you see a good chart, you buy it, and then also you see some good fundamentals for a coin. Okay, I believe in it. And for example, one of the ones I hold is Zilliqa, and Zilliqa, I don't know if you've heard much about it, is basically kind of offering kind of like that solution. Everyone says we're offering that solution, but you know, they're doing something interesting to where they can cut down on those fees. And they created something called ZilSwap, where you can actually transfer your Ethereum, or it basically bridges, or ZilBridge. They bridge all of the Ethereum tokens to the Zilliqa blockchain or the Zilliqa network, to where you can actually, you know, do everything that you want to do for low fees. And so, you know, they're coming out with cool projects. Ethereum, I think Ethereum is a great project, because I think Ethereum is going to keep hitting big over, you know, the course of the next 10 years. They have the network effects, and people actually use the Ethereum network. People actually, I mean, the reason why the fees are so high is, one, it's not scalable. Two, there's just an insane amount of demand to use the network, to use the services that they offer. And in a way, it actually kind of it's like a double-edged sword. You know, it shows its actual success, that people, you know, are using it. You know, it's a successful network. But on the other hand, you know, regular people that don't have a lot of money, you know, can't really play in. You know, I was just transacting. I mean, if you want to, I moved a couple coins that I had to my MetaMask wallet. It was a $90 fee. I mean, if you're moving $90 and then you got to pay a $90 fee, you're at zero. And so it's interesting. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna die. I mean, I think it's gonna keep going. I think it's gonna, I don't know what they'll figure out to make it scalable. But it's something that's successful. It's something that's gonna keep going. I hold a little bit of it. But again, you know, there's so many tokens out there, and you're right. You know, this is for the people that are listening and the people that are new, because we're gonna have a lot of new entrants. We are all early adopters still. I mean, when you look at that curve of adoption, we're not even at the half of it. We're like maybe 15% of that to reaching actual like worldwide adoption. And you know, the price that you pay for that, you know, the rewards are high, but you also pay a price of volatility. And so if you're just getting in and, you know, just put the money that you're willing to risk and lose, because you're going to lose some money, guaranteed. And that's the way I see it. But I mean, there's so many opportunities out there. And I mainly focus on Bitcoin and Litecoin, but Ethereum's huge. Zilliqa is one of the ones I like. I don't know if you've seen XCAT. Have you seen XCAT out there?
No, I'm not so much. I don't know so much about XCAT. I hold a little bit of Zilliqa, but I'll be honest, Zilliqa pissed me off. I was a big fan. It pissed me off back in the day. And here's why, because I feel like, you know, they're one of the few coins that I actually, you know, picked up some after they pissed me off. But I feel like they did something a little bit sly and a little bit sneaky. And what they did was when they ported over to their main network, they didn't gift people the coins who were holding them in their private wallet, or they didn't allow you to go and change those over. They happened across a variety of exchanges at staggered various points in time. So it's like if you had your coins on Coinbase, or sorry, on Binance at this time, then they would be ported. If they were on a different network at this time, then they were ported. If they were on a different network at this time, it was all different networks, different exchanges, different times. There was no way to, you know, hold them securely in your wallet and then like go and claim your Zilliqa after. So I lost like, you know, a fair bit of money because of that, because it came about the time, I don't know if you're aware of this, but in December-ish every year, they have this like a thing that's like, you know, take all of your coins off the exchange to, you know, prove ownership and stuff. So it was just slightly after that, like maybe a month or so after that. So I had pulled my coins off. We were really busy and just wasn't paying attention, right? It taught me a couple of lessons. It taught me a couple of really valuable lessons. And I still haven't learned them, some of them, because it happens. But when you get into crypto in the early days, a lot of people who come into the space now, I think they invest in a lot of different projects, because, you know, they invest in, you know, some solid projects, I would hope, you know, like Bitcoin or Ethereum, like some old boys that are out there. They invest in some projects that, you know, they believe in the fundamentals. I would say, you know, Bitcoin Cash is one of those, right? Like, I'm not saying that like I believe in the fundamentals. I'm just saying these seem to be like some of those tokens, right? And then they invest in like, you know, some kind of moonshot or coins that everyone's hyping that is going to be good, right? And so like, I think when I got into the space, there weren't that many options, but I spread my options out like way too far, and I couldn't keep track of them. And I was big into EOS at the time. I mean, I still am. I still think that EOS will do well. There was another one, Dice, where like I staked some coins, and it wasn't very much, but I left them on the account and I wasn't paying attention with it. And like the whole platform closed and folded and I lost it all. So I was a little bit annoyed about that, but like, I won't ever go back to a platform like that. Like it kind of, that I was just like, okay, that was silly for me to have all these coins staked on all these different platforms. You need to like narrow it down. Yeah. With Zilliqa, I was just like, I like that project. I should have been following them. I wasn't. And I had them in my wallet, so I was a little bit annoyed. So it put a little bit of a bitter taste in my mouth. However, I do still believe in the project enough to have went in and got a little back to try to recoup my losses and have a little bit extra left over. But it's just annoying when projects do that. And I really wish, like, we've seen this happen over and over and over again, where projects will give you a window. I like the idea with NFTs, ironically enough, because like if you have a membership and you're not an active part of the community, and then you're just collecting these drops and you're dumping them on the market, that's like, but I think with tokens or early investors, and I'm sure like people out there in the audience might not agree with me, and that's fine. I just get frustrated when, you know, you go in as an investor. So there's a few other ones that I'm a big fan of. Elf, for example, like, right? Like now I'm paranoid. I'm checking there every week to see, like, because I know they're going to port to a mainnet. And I've gotten to the point now where it's kind of like, I almost don't even want to invest in a token that's like their own mainnet beyond like the spaces that I'm in. for the simple reason that like I just know that I don't have time to pay attention to it, right? So I've got a few different, you know, exchanges or different wallets that I use that I actually trust to port some of these things over, but that's the only time that I do it, right? Like, I mean, it's just kind of, I don't know. Sorry for that little rant there, but yeah, that was my thing. So we can go back to the sales pitch again, because like, you know, you gave ours. I'm gonna give, you gave yours. I'm gonna give ours. Well, actually, this isn't ours, but apparently this plot's for sale. That's fun. I love the fact that somebody just right next to I don't know, Metaforce, I guess. And this isn't Metaforce. It'll be a Metaforce build, but I thought that was pretty funny that that somebody put that up in Genesis. So
what is this?
So this is the Uplift world. This is a metaverse that is based on. Oh, is that another tree? Is that Sam's? Sam's been making these. This might be Sam. She's been making these very bizarre trees. This is the Uplift world. It's a metaverse that's based. It's on the blockchain. The NFTs are blockchain based on Wax right now at present. And yeah, it's where we live, Corey and I. This is Genesis. It's a massive world where each plot of land is mapped to an NFT. And these NFTs grant you exclusive build and development rights. And yeah. There's tons of, let's see which direction are we going. I kind of got lost here. Facing, where am I facing? West. I'm facing west. So now I'm facing south. There we go. So I want to go this way. Because I need to find land that I can put a gratitude monument up on. Actually, let's just do this. Yeah, so this is Spawn, which is.
So who built all this?
So yeah, this was built by various people in various projects and various communities. This is one of our many servers. So each of these plots have different owners. So people bought them, or people acquired them, or people were gifted these plots. There's rail plots, and then there's land plots. So for example, you can see here, you know, this is a build.
Wow.
Of a knight, and you know, so this plot, this person, I don't know who they are actually. They're all mapped to they're all mapped to a, what do you call it? NFT. So they give you exclusive land ownership rights. This down here is cool. It's the Class Art Gallery, and you can go down here and you can check out, you know, works of art on the wall. You can kind of see them there through the glass. People are putting up images. People are doing different things. So there's there's different, you know, builds of different themes. Somebody put an uplift up here. Somebody put this massive dragon, you know, up here.
Wow.
Which is just hanging out, breathing fire.
Dang, this is crazy here.
This is Corey's and our kind of project build. This is the uplift plot, and Corey and I did the show, and Corey and I used to go, and Corey and his friends used to go on different days into a place called the Cathedral in the Old World. And the Cathedral in the Old World was a place where people will put up gratitudes, what they're grateful for in the space. And it was getting a little bit full. Corey built that all in survival before this server ever actually existed. And it was getting a little bit full, so we came in here one day and we started this uplift plot. And one of these things Corey threw down, you know, just this little gratitude monument, so that we could put up our own for the show, so that we weren't just doing there every day and saving that one for a little bit special. And this basically has exploded by us doing the show to all of these gratitudes. that go up day after day after day after day after day.
So walk me. I mean, this is like, I'm all new to this, and this is pretty fascinating because I used to play Minecraft too. What do you mean by gratitudes? I mean, what's going on here? I mean, is it those things on the wall?
Yeah, so we're gonna do one. So, like, for example, you know, what are you grateful for today? It can be anything. It can be big for small. It can be being part of the team. You know, it can be time. It can be you know, somebody that is in your life or some project that you're working for. It can be yeah. I mean,
that's cool.
Let me get a sign because I don't obviously have one. So yeah, let's oh, I do have one. Damn it. All right. So let's put we'll put a gratitude up. I'll do one first. So Jimmy D, grateful for Corey and his vision and follow through or uplift world. All right. So how about you? What are you grateful for there?
Just, let's say I'm grateful for
Carlos, right?
Yeah, Carlos, yep. I'm grateful for time and sound money. How about that? Keeping it simple. Boom. Man, this is cool. I like this.
Yeah, so like right now, we've got a bunch of different, servers. This is Genesis, like I said, and it was kind of the first one. It's all creative, so people can come in here and build whatever they want. It's different plot sizes. Most of them are 50 by 50s. All these rail plot sizes are 50 by 50. It's a play to earn metaverse, so you get rewarded for coming in here. People who own land in the metaverse, they will get some player rewards when people come onto their plot. And some other people who are in here who are playing the game or running around doing things in the metaverse, they get rewarded as well in either wax or uplifting. So there's all these builds. You know, we have the ability as well to put art, like actual art. Like this is a pretty cool build.
Crazy.
But we have the ability as well to put actual art up on the blockchain. Stonkers is here. Actually, we're gonna have Stonkers. If you go to our website, you can read a post that involves Stonkers a little bit. But we're gonna have Stonkers here on Friday, I believe. So that'll be fun to talk about like all the stuff that they're doing. If you don't know, they did something really cool with Blue DAC and sending tokens, porting tokens over to Polygon. There's lots of different builds. This is Neon City. Neon City was a metaverse without a home. Now they've adopted this one and a couple other metaverses. They're an NFT project on Wax. Tons of people putting like tons of stuff up.
This is crazy.
So Neon City is really cool too because they do NFTs with these signs. And so if we come down here, we can see like the actual imagery of the signs that they did, which is really cool. Let's see if we go. This is cool too. Let's do this. We go to Old World. Old World was where the thing kind of started, where the whole project, I guess, in a way, started with the gratitude monuments. Now, this is again another creative world. You can see this big. Pyramid-y type of temple-y thing here. Wow. This is the cathedral that Corey first built when he came in here. And this is kind of where the gratitude started. He built this all in survival. There's another place where gratitude monuments were There's another place where gratitude monuments were located, like in the old world as well. You got to go a little bit further around.
This is crazy.
But this is kind of how it all started. And yeah, we recently, one of our team members, well, a couple of our team members actually have been working really hard on this little thing that you see here. This is kind of the Hall of Rules and the portal hub. And you can come in here and see, you know, all that's going on. So, why can't I go in there? They locked me out. It's my door. Why did I get locked out?
You've been betrayed.
Yeah, right? There should be a way in here somewhere.
So you can't, right now, can you like break stuff?
I might be able to here, but I'm not sure.
But like, for example, like
if you come here, you cannot break anything. No. But
so only the people that have the NFT.
Yeah, only the people that have the NFT, and only the people who are whitelisted to these plots. So,
dang, that is.
Why did they? I don't even know if I'm whitelisted here, so I might really want to do that. I don't know why it's locked up. It shouldn't be locked up. Let's see. Let's try this. Might be on the inside.
So I'm seeing some people, because I have the live chat open right now. Someone's asking if they can pledge with crypto right now. I've had many people ask me if they could, and unfortunately they can't. They don't accept anything, and I just say people, no, you can't for right now, because you send me a Litecoin for a watch, then it pumps to $1,000, and you're going to be wanting to rip my head open, wanting the Litecoin back, you know, in a couple of weeks or a month. So just the only way you can do it is credit card or debit card. So, I mean, that's unfortunately the only way. There you go. You opened.
No. Yeah. See, I can't break it because I don't have rights over here. So, yeah, that answers your question. But I have no idea why the door is not open, which is really bizarre to me because it should be, unless I'm in the wrong place. Maybe I was in the wrong place. There we go.
There you go. That's an entrance right there.
Sorry. Yeah. So if you come in here, then you can see this is our Hall of Rules. That used to be open. I'm not sure why it's not. And so, yeah, Javier, one of our team members, who put up this awesome Hall of Rules here where people can come in and they can be introduced to the game. And the metaverse and all the things. And you can see the quality of the pictures that are going up.
Yeah, this is crazy.
So, yeah, this is what's happening right now. This is our sale. Our Ingratitude, which is another server. So we've got, I think, about 8 different operational servers that some of them are connected. Some of them all have different rules. Some of them are survival. Some of them are creative. The sale that's happening right now is survival. It's in Gratitude, which is another server. But you can see here, these are actually portals. These will teleport you to other worlds.
This is nuts.
For example, we were at Genesis. We could take a teleport to Genesis from here. I use the spawn command, but I use the old world command. But if I, wanted to just go to Gratitude from here, I could go through here. And now I'm in Gratitude, and it pops me up right where I was. It pops me up right where I was last time that I was here, which is kind of cool. This is a build that I did with friends of mine. We do a show on Tuesdays called the Maple Glazed Jerky Chronicles, and Morton Matt D's out there in the audience. Like, he comes and hangs out sometimes and builds things on this plot. The Nasty Hooks, they do things on this plot. So we built this plot, but there's big estates and stuff that are happening on the other side of the map. So yeah, it's just a whole bunch of different worlds. This one's survival, which is pretty cool. And yeah, people come in and build plots to represent their NFTs, and their projects and things like that. Miss Teen Crypto has a build where she, has put up displays of some of the things that are going on in her collections and things like that. Ken Bozak has a build where there's a giant Ken Bozak face in the sky in Genesis. If you're looking from the right area,
that's crazy.
So yeah, that's what we do, and different people have different types of things. And I guess all you have to do if you want to be part of the uplift is to take a leap. The hardest part is to take the first step, but once you're there, the views are amazing.
That's awesome. So I've played Minecraft before, but this is like next level. I mean, how do I join if I want to, be part of this? Can I do that?
Yeah. You can. What happened? Something happened. Escape. There we go. Let me get out of here. Okay. So yeah, you need an NFT or you need to be whitelisted to a plot. Now, if you join our Discord, the link's below. Like sometimes you can find people. I think or if you want to try it out, you could probably go and Miss Teen Crypto is your friend, so you can talk to her. She might be able to whitelist you a plot to her plot. You either have to buy the NFT from Atomic Hub or Nifty Blocks, the land NFT, or you need to be whitelisted to a plot. That said, right now we are having our gratitude sale. So if you go over to Nifty Blocks, let me that's right here. Okay, if you go over to Nifty Blocks, I think there's still some plots there should be some plots that are still left, and we can check it out here together. So these ones are random plots.
Okay.
Sorry.
So if I buy that NFT or whatever for the plot of land, I would be able to build it.
Yeah. So what you can do is then you go to enter.theupliftworld. This is the link. I'll show it to you now. You go to enter.the. Why is this the market? I don't want the market. There we go. Drops. You can buy them off of the market as well, of course, but it depends on the world that you want. So you have to check the world, and yeah, these are the Lankeys. So we actually have quite a few left for $225 and $250. The $200 ones that were on sale a couple of days ago looks like they've all sold out. So you can still get a couple of these. If you go to and if you go to Atomic Hub, then what you can see is on the back, just so that people are clear. It takes a really long time to load. This will work. So on the back of here, you can see that it says the actual land key, and it tells you what world it's in, and then the world, like what series it is, what rarity it is. They're all common. They should all be Genesis as well. What world it is in defines whether it's creative or whether it's survival.
Okay.
So and then it will tell you the location of the key as well. And so to suss all that out, you can go to where we hide all the alpha.com, or you can just go to the Uplift blog, but we've also renamed it where we hide all the alpha.com. And there's a series of blogs here. And actually, I think if you go down here to like maybe page 6 or 5 or something, there's a post that breaks it, maybe page 6. There's a post that breaks them all down, what the worlds are.
Okay.
We're promoting our state sale, as you can see. Yeah, sorry, page 5, I guess. And it tells you what they all are, what the worlds all are. Again, where we had the alpha.com. There's a post here through the Looking Glass of the Uplift World Metaverse. It basically goes through, you know, there's probably a couple things that are out of date because it was written a long time ago, but it goes through the whole process of all the worlds, you know, what ones are available, what ones are there,
Gotcha.
whether they're creative, whether they're survival. You can also go here to the news and blog, and you can find this glossary. This glossary will tell you a lot of information as well. And give you, you know, some of the worlds, and you can look that type of stuff up too.
Okay.
And once you do that, once you buy the NFT, then you'll need a Wax account, and you can come here to the starter guide. And in this starter guide, it will tell you how to link up your account to the Uplift world, how to put it into enter.theuplift world. And then, you know, if you decide to buy one of these, I just want to put this out there for everybody. Gratitude drops that's on sale right now. It's randomized packs for one section of Gratitude. But these ones, you can, ones that are on the secondary market, you can go to you can go to the world maps here, worldmaps.theuplift.world, and you can actually even see a 3D view as well, which is kind of cool. Got this cool 3D view. So this is the old world. This is where we were earlier. Let's see, Legend headquarters is here actually. There's this build, for example, which nobody ever goes and visits anymore. I'm not sure why, but it's awesome. You know, you can go visit this in the world. It's pretty cool.
Here, I think your screen stopped sharing for a minute.
Oh, have I been talking that whole time without a screen?
Oh, for a little bit, yeah.
Oh, sorry. Okay, yeah. So you can see this, like, yeah, some of these builds here. This is the old world where we were at the hub. This massive Led Zeppelin build, and it's huge. Like you can't even really see the blocks here, but like it's massive. These guys did a great job, and yeah, sorry about that. I didn't mean to.
You're good.
In the dark there. This is where we were in the old world, that has the portal room that we went through, the portals, and you can see it all in this 3D map, which is quite nice. Once it loads, once it renders, once everything gets ready to go. You can come over here as well. Where were we? This is where the sale is happening. So you can pull all these up. And this one, actually, we sold estates. So some people were able to buy estates. It was phase 1. We're probably going to do that again very soon. I don't have an exact date on it, but we will be doing it again very soon.
This is nuts.
And yep. Sorry, I don't know why that doesn't work, but you can see here as well. It should pull up the estates. There is a tab here that pulls up the estates and the players. This is survival. You can see this is where I am. This is where I just left. That's me on the map. That's where we just jumped off of that giant tree before I exited the game. And then this is Genesis. This is the first area that we were flying around in. This is the creative world. And like you can just see how much activity is in here because it's creative. Like all of these builds. And this is the 3D map, obviously. So like when you're in game, you see things a lot more clearly. But that's that Stonkers rocket tower that we saw. It's right there. It shows up on the 3D map. We saw this thing. We flew by that as well. Yeah. You know, the headquarters for Legend, for the Uplift Uplifter show. There's giant robots. There's massive things, like massive cities. There's tons of stuff. Definitely go and check out the blog over on where we hide all the alpha. You and everyone else. I've been putting out content, you know, probably once every couple of days up there of amazing people, amazing projects, things, people doing stuff in the space, what they're building.
Is that a Pokemon world?
Sorry?
Is that Pokemon I see?
Yes. Where?
It's just a billboard. It's like a little.
Oh yeah, that is a Pokemon. But you know what else there is? There's this massive build. These guys are nuts. There's another blog post for them as well. They don't own the plot anymore. They sold it, and what was in the center was even more massive, but it got ripped down. But yeah, they've put.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, they've done like basically all these builds all the way around. There was a giant Superman and other stuff in the central plot. And when you go in game and you go here, it's just amazing.
That's insane.
So yeah, it was pretty nuts. You can see what was in the center if you go over to the homepage to where we hide all the alpha.com. But yeah, it's gone now. Somebody purchased this plot and they ripped out the center, and then they're gonna put something else in
wow.
there. So yeah, and we like, this is Blue Moon. I mean, if you have a phone, you can scan this QR code. It will work. You know, there's a great video actually. Let's see, we might even have it here. It's pretty cool. Like a bunch of different events that happened. Let me see if we can find it. I'm not exactly sure which one it is. Might be this one. I'm not sure. Yeah, so that was like just some of the things that.
What if we could turn this song?
Oh, sorry, I can't find it. There's a demo video of one where, yeah, there's a fly through the blue pyramids and scanning a QR code that will take you directly to Atomic Hub.
Gotcha.
It's on YouTube, but I don't have time to look for it right now. But yeah, definitely, like, you know, really interesting. And I mean, you could totally build a plot to showcase your watches here.
That would be cool.
Like, and you could I mean, like you could have like QR codes that would take you to Kickstarter, take you to wherever. It's all built in. And
that's crazy, man. I never thought something like this could be done with like Minecraft. I mean, this is like mind blowing. I mean, if I do get a plot of land, my house or whatever I build will be pretty shitty compared to everyone else's. But that's crazy.
Yeah, it was quite the endeavor to see it, like, you know, come, because that first map that we were in, the old worlds and that Genesis world and the other worlds, some of them were all together in one big plot, which is kind of insane. I think Corey said it was the size of Mars at some point. But the server lag was really kind of difficult. Like, things were taking a really long time to load, and like then we had this like big dispute or this big debate like with some of the community about like, should we be in creative and should we be in survival, because the whole idea was to, I don't know why my uplift map isn't working. Survival you know, we have an economy that's built in. So people have shops, they have chests. You can, you know, go and purchase with our in-game token, upliftium supplies that you might need to build things. But if we have like a creative world, then you can't have the economy, obviously. Yeah. Right. Because you can't have an economy from a creative world infiltrating a survival world. Right. Mm-hmm. So it gets a little bit confusing. So what the idea was to break them up and have a creative server and then a survival server, and you saw the map, like there's a whole bunch of different ones. So it really depends on what you want to do. But yeah, Morton Matt MD, it might not have said that on the site, but I'm like 99% sure, and I'm gonna pull this up. If you go to the Genesis sale, you can see the plots that are owned, and all of the plots that are owned are surrounding the estate sections. So here we go. You can see this very clearly. These red ones are where the estates, but also you can see like, let's see.
Wow, this is like
this one is owned by Chris Tuttle. Interesting, you know. Some of these are owned by, you know, different people. So I'm pretty sure, like 99% sure, the plan was the land that went out for the first phase was all in this area. These other red boxes were community plots that were here before. Now the bonus land, it's true, the bonus land was not in this phase 1 area. So but yeah, phase 1, basically the estate markers here kind of show the general area for phase 1. Phase 2 and phase 3 and phase 4, they'll all be different areas in the map. So about one, I think it's about 1/6, just a little less than 1/6. So I think there'll be probably about 7 or 8 phases. But yeah, that's the, where's the remove screen? That's all I have to say about that. But yeah, I mean, sorry, I got a little bit sidetracked there as well. But yeah, I mean, there's lots of ways that you can go in and you can play the metaverse. So I really hope that I see you and your you know, Bitcoin Litecoin watches in there. You know, a giant clock tower or something. I think it would be super
cool. That would be cool.
And yeah, like, you know, TC always says to us, it's the new internet in a way. This metaverse, right? So, but
I'm gonna have to talk to Miss Teen Crypto so she can walk me through this, because I'm still pretty new to all this metaverse and the NFT world. Right. So she'll walk me through it, and hopefully I can get a plot of land and start building. That would be
cool. I mean, and like probably, you know, if you're an old school Minecraft builder and you just want to throw up something quick that's cool, that you don't have to worry, that you can fly around, then you want to then you want something in a creative world. And I think that's where Miss Teen Crypto is as well. It's in a creative world. And if you're you know, if you're a hardcore survivalist and you want to, you know, mine everything and put everything up, then you can do that. You can put art up in both worlds depending upon the uplifting. But yeah, definitely. She's got a cool build over there near Ken Bozak's build, and they got a whole like little community. I think the Digital Asset has something over there as well. You know, there's a bunch of different people around Ken Bozak's giant head in the sky, which you can see basically from space, which is pretty hilarious. I'm going to show you that just before we go because I think it's really funny. Let's see. Here we go. Yeah, you can see it right there. Ken Bozak's giant head in the sky. Miss Teen Crypto is like over here somewhere, right next to Ken. I don't know exactly where. Yeah, Hodl NFTs is over here. There's a bunch of people, I think. You know.
I mean, you guys got this blown.
Yeah, Miss Teen Crypto is right here. This is Miss Teen Crypto.
I mean, you guys got the network. I mean, this is like growing.
Yeah, it's really good. So there's a lot of people over here. It's pretty cool. Ken Bozak's head is a rainbow, you know, a plethora of goodness that blocks out all the sun underneath of it, which is pretty funny, actually, if you think about it. But yeah, but definitely great to have you here, Carlos. And yeah, like I wish you the best of luck in finishing out this this Kickstarter campaign. Is there anything that you want to? Is there anything that you want to shout out before we finish today?
No, I mean, basically, thank you for bringing me on. I mean, this is really cool. You gave me a little spotlight, and then I also got to learn from your project. I would just say there's less than, I think, 4 days, almost 3 days for the campaign. So if you want to join the movement for the respect of money and time, jump in. You know, you're joining a movement, you're joining a team. There's going to be a lot of rewards and community that comes from this. So I already told people, like, for every person that owns this watch, you know, it's going to be literally your ticket to enter exclusive podcast events and also physical meetups. So it's a lot going on. You're going to get inside looks into a lot of the new projects that we're doing that are connected to authenticity in the blockchain, that are connected to NFTs, everything. So jump in, join the movement. I hope you do. And, you know, we'll see you sometime soon. But this was fun, man. I appreciate you bring me on.
Yeah, and like, you know, definitely check out the links below. Go check out Mr. Vigilante. Check out his podcast and the series. We're all in this together. 2%, less than 2%, and yeah, like, it's just the more media that we can support, the more information that we can get out there, the more people that we can get to, you know, pay attention to this space. I think, like, the better we're going to be, but obviously, like, I think the better the world's going to be. Because, you know, I do agree with what you said earlier, right? Like, there is some sound principles to money that just don't exist. They can't exist. It's impossible. And the beauty about, you know, Satoshi and his white paper and Bitcoin and pretty much every, you know, token that came after was, this is built in to the formula and it can't be changed. So you can't have some guy come in and decide, oh, I'm gonna, you know, raise inflation. I mean, it does happen in some proof of stake chains, things like that. But it's still built in on a tokenomics level. It's a little bit different.
That's crazy.
So yeah, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow we've got a special pop-up edition, which I'm pretty excited about. We've got NFT Terra Mike from the Jumby project. And if you were paying attention to where we had all the alpha.com, you'll know that the post that I released a couple of days ago was about the boardwalk at exit 81. And the boardwalk at exit 81 is the Jumby plot. I actually updated that today. So if you go back and you read through a little further down, they are doing a portal release, a real world live portal release at their space, at their event space in Las Vegas. And there's gonna be a lot of really cool stuff happening. You can see some videos of the portals. We'll talk about those. But more importantly, a couple members from our team are actually going to be at that release. And they're going to have a space where people are actually playing the uplift, you know, at the event. So other people are going to be able to see it. So we're super stoked to have NFT Terra Mike on to talk about this. And talk about all the cool things that Jumby are doing. If you happen to have a chance, go and check out that Boardwalk at 81 blog post, see what they're doing inside the uplift. It's a little bit small thus far, but what they're doing in the real world is definitely nothing to scoff at. And come ready with all of your questions tomorrow for that event, because we're pretty excited. Thanks very much, and we'll see you guys next time.